How can consultative exam report disparities impact a Social Security disability appeal? Hi, I'm Mark Whitehead, a board-certified disability attorney and author of the disability help book, The Social Security Disability Puzzle, How to Fit the Pieces Together and Win Your Claim. When you go through the disability appeals process and prepare for your hearing in front of a judge, you're going to need lots of evidence proving your impairment. And you have to go through a wide variety of tests and evaluations. You'll deal with doctors, vocational experts, and more, all looking at you and poring over the evidence to decide if you're really disabled enough to get benefits. Not surprisingly, a lot of weight is given to the evaluation of physicians who perform what are called consultative examinations, or CEs. The reports from these examinations are used by administrative law judges to determine the extent of a person's disability and whether or not they're able to work and make a living. So you'd think they'd be pretty thorough and exhaustive. Unfortunately, that's not always the case. And the disparity between CE reports can mean that two claimants in extremely similar situations have entirely different outcomes, with one getting maximum benefits and the other one getting denied. Why are there such disparities among CE reports? Some of the problems are individual, with certain doctors just not being thorough enough in their reports. The only real way to deal with this problem is to evaluate individual reports with a specific set of standards and weed out those physicians whose evaluations are lacking. But there's a more systematic issue as well. Different regions follow different standards. How does this impact disability claimants? Let's say two people file a claim. One of them gets a CE report where the doctor offers his or her opinion about what kinds of day-to-day activities they can and can't do at work, while the other excludes that information because the local Department of Disability Services asks them to do so. Isn't the question about whether or not a claimant can do their job pretty central in deciding whether they should receive benefits or not? It's not just the lack of equality that's an issue. In some cases, like the one just described, there are specific national guidelines saying that CE reports need to include certain information. Now, when the Department of Disability Services specifically tells a doctor not to include it, are they acting illegally? Should they face consequences? Questions like these are why you need to make sure that you have someone on your side that has handled a number of Social Security disability appeals and is well versed in the complexities of the law. If you have more Social Security questions, check out my free ebook, The Social Security Disability Puzzle, How to Fit the Pieces Together and Win Your Claim. Visit www.disabilitydenials.com for a free downloadable copy or call 1-800-562-9830 to discuss your particular disability issue. I'm Mark Whitehead. Thanks for watching.